Hey everyone, welcome back to Engelbart Gaming. Just a short video today inspired by a recent retro game collection pricing announcement. Yes, at Sony's State of Play yesterday, which was March 9th, 2022, if you're watching this in the future, Konami revealed a new retro game compilation, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Cowabunga Collection. This game includes the two late 80s/early 90s arcade games, along with the NES, SNES, Game Boy, and Genesis games from that era as well. In total, there are 13 games in the collection. They also revealed that the price tag will be $39.99. What the f***? Now this price has split the internet into two camps. Those who think it's too expensive, and those who are wrong. Wait, that's not fair. I mean those who are really wrong. No, enough silliness. The second camp says that the license is so expensive that poor little Konami has no choice but to sell the game for $40, which they presumably say with a straight face. But let's take a serious look at this, shall we? First off, none of us know what Konami had to pay to get the license for this. Whether it was a surprisingly high or surprisingly low amount, we don't know. I don't know it, you don't know it, so please don't pretend like you do. Let's concentrate on the things that we do know to see if a price like this makes sense. Second, I've seen the argument that buying the original game second-hand on eBay costs hundreds of dollars, so this is an amazing value. Is it though? Is it really? You're comparing apples and oranges here. The original carts and arcade machines were manufactured decades ago and have been out of production for nearly as long. The way the games market has been rolling in the past few years, pretty much everything is going up in value that's old. But the point is, who here aside from a few collectors is even buying the original cartridges anymore? And you really can't compare the price of the original cartridges to a modern glorified ROM collection slapped onto a download service or modern game media like a disc or cartridge. You know why? Because in 25 years, physical copies of this game will probably be worth a whole lot also. If we compare this to most other emulation collections, it's way overpriced. Third, it's hard to laud Konami for paying Digital Eclipse to stick 13 ROMs into an emulation front end and calling it a day. Sure, it's got rewind, save states, and netplay, but you know what else has those things? Emulators people have been using for more than a decade on multiple platforms. Hell, there's even a decent chance the devs even downloaded the ROMs from ROM sites, something that's happened in a few of these retro collections in the past. The real point here is, no matter what they paid for the license, Konami/Digital Eclipse's development cost for this collection was near zero. They already had emulators in prior collections for the NES, SNES, Game Boy, and Genesis. So while this is sure to be a crowd-pleasing release, it's really minimum effort. Anyone right now could throw together a collection that includes all the same games with a fancy user interface that has all the same extra features that would run on any computer or even a humble little Raspberry Pi Zero. Fourth, to all those who say Konami has to sell this for $40 to make a profit, you're living in a fantasy world. Konami regularly sells the Contra and Castlevania collections for a whopping $5, even though they debuted at $20. But that's right, those collections often go on sale for a quarter of the original asking price. Now sure, those didn't have licenses to deal with like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but they go on sale for $5 every few months, which shows you what the price of those collections really should have been from the start. I fully expect we'll see large price drops on the Cowabunga Collection a few months after release. Maybe it won't go all the way down to $5, but I think it's reasonable to expect that it'll hit the $10 to $20 range during sales before too long. Finally, for the collection itself, I'd say that of the 13 games included in it, maybe 7 of them are really good games worth playing. And of those 7, 5 of them are the 2 arcade games and their various ports, which includes the Hyperstone Heist since it uses the engine and gameplay mechanics from Turtles in Time. The other 2 that people will probably like are the SNES version of Tournament Fighters, which is a competent Street Fighter II clone, and the Manhattan Project, which is an NES follow-up to the first arcade game. So charging a premium for a collection where half the games are a curiosity at best isn't a super great move. Now, I know a lot of people get hyped and excited for releases like this, and that's fine. I don't blame anyone for that. As an old fogey of gaming, very few new reveals excite me the way they used to when I was young, and everything was new and fresh. I look at things a bit differently now. And frankly, it pisses me off when I see companies doing things that take advantage of consumers. I'm looking at you, Nintendo. But it equally pisses me off when people try to defend it like they're on that company's payroll. Anyway, the initial pricing of TMNT, the Cowabunga Collection, is just way too high. I think a fair initial price for this compilation, considering the actual development costs, would have to be around $20. Personally, I won't be buying this compilation because I own most of these games and have been playing them for years on multiple platforms. I'm not telling anyone else what to do. If you think $40 is a fair deal, then hey, knock yourself out. Enjoy playing the good games in the collection and checking out the other ones. I'm not here to ruin your fun. The only thing I can say is when enough people buy these games and collections at unreasonable prices, you encourage companies like Konami to keep overcharging for releases like this one. If this is a big hit at launch, expect the next emulation collection to be overpriced whether it has a license or not. Personally, I'm not going to be involved in encouraging this kind of stuff. But I guess that'll do it for today, my retro gaming friends. If you enjoyed the video, please like and share it. If you haven't yet, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll know when the next video comes out. If you want to contribute to the channel, you can now do that on Patreon or Ko-fi. With that, I'll say thanks for watching, and see me later.